After we have the product affiliate links from the previous video, the next step is to get more information about each product. The thing with affiliate marketing is that you need to create unique content. But when it comes to Black Friday, you need to be fast. With ChatGPT, you can create content really quickly if you give it the right information. Another thing you'll need for content creation is images, which you can get by taking screenshots. This way, you can produce content for many products in short time. In this step, we're going to build an automation that scrapes all the product information from AppSumo. You can combine this with the previous automation where you got affiliate links from Impact, but I'll show you how to do it separately. In the end of this series, I'll tell you what to do if you want to turn it into one long automation. Personally, I like to see the results and fix things before moving to the next step, especially with websites like Impact that use Cloudflare, which can pop up and stop the automation from running smoothly. This actually happens to me with Impact. After a few rounds of running the automation, I got blocked. If you make one long automation and it stops working from the start, I'd rather keep them separate. It's just another button press for me. Or you can automate it in different way, which I'll show you in the last video of this series. In this step, we are going to scrape more detailed information from AppSumo. Descriptions, prices, URLs to get more info, and screenshots for the social media posts I'll create it later in the automation series. So let's get started. Open a new automation in TaskMagic and give it a name. I also like to give it a number. So I know this is the third automation I need to run after the first two are done. This time you don't need to log into AppSumo, so there is no need to grab cookies or set login info. We'll start with the trigger. Add the same Google Sheets we just created in the previous video. Click on Trigger, List, and then add new Google Sheets. Add the URL of the Google Sheet. Choose the correct sheet from the list. You'll need the product name to match when you add more info to the table, and you'll also need the affiliate link you scraped from Impact. Once everything looks good, click Continue. Now we're back on the main page of the automation. Click Add Step and choose Web. While it opens, go to your Google Sheets and get the first Impact URL and add that to the Go to Page step, and you land on the first product page. If a pop-up window appears during the automation, you can record a click on the close icon. If the pop-up shows up while the automation is running, it will automatically close it. When the automation runs and doesn't detect the pop-up, it will simply skip that step, so it can continue with the process. To record a click, choose Click from the step list. Then hover over the item you want to click on, and you'll see a green circle or square around it. Once it's highlighted, click on it. After that, in the bottom panel, you'll see a confirm button. If the bottom panel is in the way of what you want to click on, you can move it to the top of the screen for better visibility and easier access. TaskMagic also recognizes clicks automatically. So if you click on something, and it will detect the action and give you the option to approve or deny it in the main step panel. Let's start with the screenshots. I take 2, but you can take as many as you like. To do this, add a screenshot step, then set the path to the folder on your computer where you want to save the screenshot. For the file name, click on the shoulder symbol and find the product name column from your Google Sheets. I also add 1 to the name to track the order of the screenshot and avoid overwriting previous one or not saving this one. Next, add a scroll down step. You'll need to scroll down in Chromium so the automation know how far to scroll. Change the default 10 seconds to 3 seconds, since you don't need to scroll to the bottom of the page, just enough to shift the view. After that, copy the previous screenshot step and change the number to 2 for the second screenshot. If you want more screenshots, you can repeat these steps as many times as you like. Now let's scrape the information. Click Scrape Single and select the entire page to grab all the text. Later, I'll use ChatGPT to organize it into posts. I also scrape the short product description. This is for the posts and for me to quickly remember what the product is about. Next, click Scrape List and go to the Tiers section. Click the box to scrape the whole tier information as one text. Again, I'll use ChatGPT to format it. Then click on the next one and it's supposed to show you in the table that it's grabbed it. Now confirm it. I want to scrape the product original website link. This helps if I want more information later or if I need to sign up for the affiliate program on the main site. Since AppSumo deals are temporarily, I like also to sign up for the affiliate programs on the website. It took me some time to figure this out, but here's what I found that is the simplest way to do it. Click Scrape Single and then select the first paragraph. If it's an AppSumo Select product, there is usually a link there. Change the scraping type to link and it will pull the link from the text. Before we send all this data to Google Sheets, I also want the full URL of the product page. When you create a URL in Impact, it's shortened and they might delete it in the future because you have a limited amount of shortened URLs. When you open the shortened link, you'll get a long URL. That's the one I want. To grab it, I use a small JavaScript code from TaskMagic support docs, which I'll include in the description. Simply copy and paste this into custom JavaScript steps. No coding needed. Now you have everything. Click I'm done and all your pieces will be ready for the next step. Go back to the first step and replace the go-to page URL with the impact URL column from your Google Sheets. If the URL you scrape doesn't have HTTP, don't delete the HTTP part. Just add the variable from your Google Sheet after it. Go to the end of the automation and click Add Step. Choose Apps and find the Google Sheets app. We'll repeat the same steps as in the previous video, so I'll go through it quickly. Click Find Row, then connect your Google Sheets account. Give it some time to find your info. Then choose a spreadsheet from the list and select the correct sheet. It should be the same one we used in the trigger. Next, select the column to search for info, which in this example should be the product name. Also click on Exact Match. In the search value, enter one of the product names you have in your Google Sheets. We'll change it later after we set up the next step. You need to enter something real to search for, or you'll get error. Set the starting row to 2 unless you want to start searching from a different row. Then click Test App. You should get a result. If not, try again with a different term from your Google Sheets. Once you get the results, click Save. Now go to your spreadsheet and add more columns to store the new information. You can arrange the columns however you like. Personally, I like to group all the links together, then the text, and finally the screenshots. That's just how I work. Go back to the automation, click Add Step, then Add Apps, and find Google Sheets again. This time, we'll set the Update Row step. Connect to your Google Sheets account and select the same spreadsheet and sheet you used in the previous step. For the row number, click the strudel symbol and look for the step labeled Google Sheets Action. Find the result that shows the row number from the previous Find Row step. Click Does the first row contain headers? It will open your spreadsheet columns, including the new one you just added. Now click each column and match them with the correct steps from the automation using the strudel. Once everything is matched up, click Test App. You should see some code. Click Save. You can check the spreadsheet and you should see the strudel with the correct step number in each column. Make sure each step is matched to the correct column. Go back to the Find Row step and change the search value to the variable that holds the product name from your Google Sheet. Next, go to the top of the automation and expand it to cover everything. This way, the automation will loop through all the steps for each web page. Click Play Steps to run the automation. Watch it working and see the results of the scraping. When it's finished, go back to the Google Sheets and check if everything is there. If something didn't work, it's either an issue with the scraping or the Google Sheets matching. To fix the scraping, just delete the step and record it again. If you don't see anything in the Google Sheets but saw the scraping work in the automation, check both Google Sheets steps to make sure everything looks correct. If you don't see anything that is off, create both the Find Row and Update Row steps again from scratch. If you add more steps before the Google Sheets steps and want to include them in the updates, you need to modify both the finding and updating steps. You need to create both the finding and updating steps again. Otherwise, you'll get an error. It might still run with error, but it's better to avoid it. That's it. Now you can go back to the trigger and change the row number to whatever you have in your Google Sheet. This time, you're not limited, so you can run the whole thing. If you want to automate this process to start whenever the new row is added. I'll show you how to do that in the end of this series. As I mentioned before, I like to make sure everything works before moving on to the next step. In the next video, we are going to set up all the affiliate links in Switchy, which will help you if you want to change the links after AppSumo will retire this deal. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.